There are favorite books that I'm like, put them up. We gonna fight.
Because Jane Eyre, I'm like, I think
you say Jane Eyre, I go, we need to talk. There are worse ones, but that is a we need to talk favorite book. Say if someone said that their favorite book was the post-movie written version of Age of Ultron. That's horrendous in terms of taste. And then there's ones that are such bad messages that are just we need to talk. If it's a Colleen Hoover type thing, I'm like, we need to talk.
Have a seat of violence inherent in the system! Help! Help! I'm being repressed! Bloody peasant! Oh, what a giveaway! Did you hear that? Did you hear that, eh? That's what I'm on about. Do you see him repressing me? You saw it?
Welcome to another episode of Help, Help, We're Being Repressed.
Where we continue to be repressed.
As always. This time round, we're going to be talking about book recommendations for YA and adults. Yeah. More like adults, but YA can read it because
slightly older.
They can be mature.
Maybe. Depends on the kid.
Well, we're trying to manifest is what we're trying to do. But just for fun, because we're a couple of haters, we're going to start with...
I think you hate more than me.
What? You think...
No, I take it back, actually.
Take that back. We are at very least equal. Because we are haters, and because it is fun, we're starting with reverse recommends. We're gonna condemn some popular things, and then we're going to get into our own recommendations. Ameera, how would you like to kick us off?
I would start with something I've mentioned before, but I saw someone commented on...
Previous episode.
On a episode somewhere.
An episode, darling.
An episode somewhere. Oh my gosh. Me as an English major. Shameful.
Embarrassing.
That they want to know what we think about the Brontes, and I would say don't.
No, we don't think of the Brontes.
I've tried to read Wuthering Heights. I failed to read Wuthering Heights. I couldn't get through the first chapter.
Why? Want to elaborate?
Oh, it's been a while, but I would say Jane Eyre is the one I've actually read, so I can more solidly be like, do not. Not worth it.
And
not
it's a
good.
very, very popular one. If you, like, walking around Hillsdale campus... You hit up any of the people who know how to read on the female side of the spectrum.
Yeah, so like the men don't care.
Well, they don't read, but I'm pretty sure that I've met a guy who'd say Jane Eyre. But on the female end of the spectrum,
I also might know who you're talking about.
So you do know who I'm talking about.
Not gonna name drop.
9 times out of 10, you ask them their favorite book, and they will say, it's Jane Eyre. I just love the Brontes.
I was ready to throw that book across the room when I reached the end.
Okay, Ameera, give us your summary of why no.
Well, for most of the book, it's purely like a girl's daydream, where you have this ugly girl. Everything's hard for her.
She's just like plain, or she's abject ugly.
I think it's plain ugly, kind of very short, which is basically like the authoress. You know,
a very small, plain lady.
Where it's like she's small, plain, but she's smart, and she's super oppressed by everyone around her. She goes to work.
Total victim.
Yeah, total victim. Goes to work as like the governess or something in this house. Has the head of the house fall deeply and wildly in love with her. You know.
Naturally.
As
one does with short, plain girls.
Yes. Because he feels like, they're one and the same. Kindred spirits.
Bosom friends.
Friends. But then, wild twist, massive spoiler. He has his crazy wife in the attic. He's not actually divorced. So, bigamy,
Classic.
And all that. Fun times. They're kind of like, she's like, no, I don't want to be with him, but is totally in love with him. Runs off and almost marries like a missionary, but he's the worst, so she doesn't.
It's a good reason to not marry someone, let's be real.
He's also, not great, so don't really blame her for that one. But then comes back to Rochester. I guess that's his name. And... he, gets, I think his crazy wife, burns the house down. He gets caught in the fire and is, crippled for life, And that's when they get together and she's like, I love you so much more now that you're super dependent on me.
Healthy.
Yeah. So the entire book is basically, this weird power struggle between them.
Mm-hmm. And he wants to be in charge. She wants to be in charge.
He has this control over her and it's terrible. But then, she, gets away and escapes. And then comes back and then is but now
wins.
I'm the boss, so it's okay.
It's just unhealthy power struggle where she wins, and we're supposed to like it.
Most of the book, because I knew my family hated the book. My aunts have read it. I don't know if my dad ever read it, but
your mom has.
Yeah, they all don't like it at all. But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be super objective.
We're going in zen.
We're gonna assume that all of my relatives are untrustworthy. Don't listen to them.
More like you pretend they never said anything.
Yes. And just be like, okay, I'll make my own opinion. Most of the book, I'm like, well, I don't like it at all. It's like weird.
But maybe they were exaggerating.
Yeah, I'm like, but I'm not gonna like burn it. Like, I wouldn't read it. And then at the end of the book where she's like, now that you're, can't do anything on your own and I'm the boss, I'm super in love with you and this is the perfect relationship.
Fun fact, I was
like, burn the book.
I was one room over with a wall between us when she was reading this section and I heard a big, ugh! And I was like, what the heck? And I ran in and this is what she was reading.
Yeah, the end of Jane Eyre. And it deserved the reaction. I was like, it's also one of those things where I think it's extremely toxic for women. Because I think, I've never been in a relationship. But
we're the experts.
One of the things that we've seen from girls is there's often this, like, they want to be in charge of the man. They want to be able to control him and, like, manipulate him in different ways.
Yeah, one of the toxic traits that you see in girls as friends, but also as partners, is the fact that they're constantly testing their authority over the other person.
Yes, they're testing. It's testing
a bad
the love.
female instinct.
And this is what she does in the book: is she's testing like, how much do you love me?
Because if you loved me, I would be able to control you.
Yes.
In so and so.
It's like
way.
I would be able to hurt you. I'd be able to control you. I'd be able to like, do you love me enough to do all of these things? Type crap. And you're just like, having the
would you
perfect
love me
relationship.
if I was a worm?
Be the man fully dependent on her. It's just like, I feel like this is already what girls kind of tend to fall into.
Yeah.
So having a whole book where that is the finale and having tons of girls love it and not even like, because a lot of girls I talked to were just like, no, like I didn't realize that at all. I never thought about it like that.
Didn't notice, actually. Like, didn't connect the dots.
Okay, well, what did you think it was doing? Not that?
Redeeming him through purifying him by fire is what I heard from one girl.
Too.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, he ends up a cripple dependent on his wife.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay, this is the only way I can be with you.
I will say, when you've got pieces of media, whether classic literature or popcorn television, whatever the form, that is massively popular, sometimes you got to take a look at it and be like, is this pandering to a specific temptation?
Exactly, because
sometimes
book, right?
that is why something is popular, is because it is feeding into something that everyone wishes would be the case.
Well, because I would read the book, and it's one of those things where I like reading through classics because I like, it's been
you're
around.
An educated lass.
Super educated, right? And I'm like, okay, well, I want to read it. It's been around forever. It's affected literature in different ways. It's famous, so I want to know what the big deal is. And then you read it, and I'm just like, so the big deal is, simply pandering. It's like, okay,
it panders to the victim complex.
The victim complex, it's weirdly romantic, but like toxic. So it's like, it feels like.
And then the toxic power dynamics.
The origin of not dark romance, but kind of.
Well, some of the crappy.
Gothic. It is gothic.
Yeah, some of the crappy dramatic stuff. Well, you would get it in the dark romance. You would get, not this in particular, but you'd get some downstream effects in dark romance or in like romantasy.
So stuff like Shatter Me or whatever, where you're like, okay, so you have these characters and it's this like faux, like masculine man, where it's Rochester. He's like not super handsome. He's rugged. He's like, tough. All these things. He can get the girls. Like he's rich and scary.
But very faux masculine.
Faux masculine,
not genuine.
Because he falls on his knees before the girl.
Because that is the solution in so many of these bad books. And we're going to put a pin in this because we will want to revisit romantasy and romance in future episodes in greater detail. But it is just funny that the female solve to romance problems in so many written by women books, men written by women, is he had to fall to his knees. He had to grovel. He had to break to be with her. He had like...
I'm just like, gross.
I'm like, ew.
No. Heck no.
Ew. I know.
No, it's just like...
Yeah, so it's very much pandering to bad female temptations.
Yeah, it was funny because it's like, okay, so I read Jane Eyre, which is classic literature.
It's older.
Yeah, it's classic literature. It's better written than a lot of this new stuff.
Oh, yeah, of course, easily.
Like a long shot. But then I read Shatter Me in order to review it because it's like on the bestsellers list and stuff. And I was like, oh, this reminds me of Jane Eyre.
Yep.
Like,
Just because something was old doesn't mean it's good.
it's a lot better written,
Yeah.
but it's the same toxic crap.
I was just talking this morning about a decline of animation, and Frozen was brought up. And one of the things that I said is like, okay, yes, it's better, but it's at the top of a downward spiral. And that's how
Which
I
means
feel
it
like,
still has the things.
yeah. So
Just not
something can
out in
be
the open.
objectively better, but it is part of the movement down. So you can read something like Shatter Me and be like, oh, this came from the exact same trajectory as this classic novel, which is much better.
But Shatter Me is also just written terribly.
Oh my gosh. I did not read it, but I did read you read the first page to me over the phone at like 11 p.m. when I was in Ireland to be like, what is this garbage?
It was massive garbage. Okay, but that's my no. And I
But
saw
yeah,
someone
so
asked about it, so I was like, might as well
Our
talk about it.
first big fat don't read is Jane Eyre.
Or if you do, I don't know why you would, other than being able to say you read it. Because
Yeah, if you're surrounded by fangirls,
like-
you might want to read it to be able to interact
if you
with
read
it.
it for educational purposes as part of your studies and studying,
That's a valid reason.
yeah, I had to do it.
Anywho, I'm going
Misery
to
loves
go
company.
with no to Brandon Sanderson.
Okay, well, I quit halfway through one book, so
So I have read more.
you may talk
I
about
win.
it.
I have made it through the whole first book of Mistborn, which my dad made fun of me for.
Making it through?
Yeah.
Well, it's a lot of
Well,
pages.
because 50 pages from the end. No, Mistborn's shorter. 50 pages from the end, I
No,
was
it's
like,
like
this
600
is
pages at
not
least.
good.
It took you that many pages to realize
Well,
this.
that's when you have the big plot twist that is a crap fest. So I was like, what the actual heck am I reading? This is so bad. I don't like it. And my dad was like, quit it. And I'm like, I have 50 pages left. And he was like, quit it.
Always
and
quit with
I
50
finished
pages
to the
left.
50 pages, so he made fun of me. Though I'm kind of glad I did, because then I can hate on it with more clarity. But I also read the first 2 books and 600 pages of the 3rd book of Way of Kings. You read the beginning of Way of Kings. Those are the
Yeah,
fat.
that's the one I made it like halfway through.
Yeah, those are the fat ones.
That's like
And
600
the thing
pages or
is,
something? I don't
Brandon
know.
Sanderson is very widely popular.
Oh yeah, he's big in the like.
And he fulfills a certain
Escapism.
desire, and it is escapism. People who just want to dive into a world full of nooks and crannies where they don't have to resurface for a very long time.
avoid
So,
reality
yes,
type.
people who are like, I'm sick of my life, I want to disappear for 1,200 pages.
Not really what I think books should be for.
No, I agree. I think the best books always inspire you to act or change in real life.
Yeah, I think books should make you want to do things.
But yeah, so Brandon Sanderson, for one, is very, very escapist. But he also writes like he's assembling cool shapes. So if you think of creating a good story as weaving a tapestry, you're all these threads blending to this coherent whole. And you get this beautiful picture that can be viewed in small parts or as a whole, and it all meshes. Brandon Sanderson finds things that are individually cool and glues them together. So none of what I've read by him feels like this effortless, coherent whole. He's gluing stuff together. So even the world building, which people really appreciate, for the most part, I'm not a fan, because in good world building, you step into it and you walk around. And so, like Lord of the Rings, you encounter it as you encounter it, right?
Right.
So you're walking around, you're seeing every spot as you come into it, and you're just moving inside of this world, versus just more things just tacked on to be
So
like,
it's not,
look how
connected?
big my world is, because I keep on adding stuff onto my world.
Yeah. But I
Instead
feel
of you
like
just
also when you
immersed.
experience a real world, you're not experiencing all the little bits and pieces.
Uh-huh.
So is it kind of like hyperrealism in art?
That was definitely how it felt in Way of Kings. Not in Mistborn,
Okay.
I'll be fair. Mistborn was a lot more effortless in the world building. Way of Kings was very much just that hyper real everything's
Because I feel like
added
in
on.
hyperrealism in
It's
art,
too
right?
big because you don't experience a world like
Yeah.
that.
So when you draw something in like, you know, your little pencil and you do every single detail, it's like, okay, but the human eye does not actually see things like that. So when I
The
look,
edges should blur.
yeah, when I look at a landscape or when I look at a person, it's like I don't actually see everything with extreme clarity. So when you make everything the same level of like depth and focus, it's like, that's not real.
Yep.
But I mean, I didn't make it, so I
Yeah,
just didn't
but that's a
care.
commentary on his world building.
Okay. Do you think it's like
So-
Jane Eyre though, in the way that it's like a bad message entirely?
Well, that
Like,
depends.
Is
See,
it bad to be your favorite book? Because Jane Eyre, I'm like,
well,
if it's your
here's the
favorite
thing.
book,
let
we
me
have a
continue
problem.
because the reason I started with the world building is because that's what he's dominantly
Known
praised for.
Yeah, okay.
And I think that it's not that great. However, it's not that bad. I've got bigger beef with the rest of it.
Okay.
And that assembling cool shapes thing, he does that with his plots too. So you got lots of cool ideas that are kind of just stuck together and they don't live and breathe. The story doesn't move on its own.
Okay.
It's purely assembled. And Way of Kings,
You know, you have to wind it up every
Way
once
of
in a while.
Kings,
so it
there's a
keeps going.
million characters. The wheels are off for the story. And there's only one good character, and you spend 600 pages at a time, like, between seeing him.
See, I don't like books unless. Okay.
But-
No, I can't stop there.
Yeah, no, continue that sentence.
When you shift perspective,
Uh-huh. And then it makes
If-
you dislike the character that you liked in their own head. It's so sad.
that's not what I mean. I'm like, okay, so if you're writing a book and throughout the book you shift perspectives, so you're focusing on different characters, it's like you better be sure that I like all of these characters.
So real.
Because I'm like, if I'm spending like,
I'm not gonna lie, there is one book that shifts through like 7 perspectives, and when I reread it, because I enjoy it, I skip 2 of them, maybe 3, depending on the time. Like, because I know what happens, and I don't give a singular rip about them, and I don't like them, so I just skip it.
so I'm like, I feel like it's dangerous shifting perspective. Because I'm
Yeah.
like, usually I
You
have
better
the
be
character
confident.
I'm fond of.
You better be confident that all your characters are likable, that you're not gonna have people slugging through 600 pages just so they can see Kaladin again.
That was the
And
good
I will
character.
say, Kaladin, while he's the reason that I read 2.5 books, he's just a Walmart version of Maximus.
even
which-
the Walmart version of Maximus is
Even
good.
yes, even Walmart Maximus is good. But then in the 3rd book, he meets the chick.
Is it like those, you know, those
And
like
you see
cookies,
him
but it's
through
like
the
Loft House cookies,
yes, the
where you're like,
Loft House cookie. Kaladin is a Loft House cookie, and I ate it up, but
because they're really good.
because it's great, but it's also a Loft House cookie.
Okay.
But in the 3rd book,
Aren't we
he
metaphorical?
met the chick, and you saw him described through her eyes because it's in her perspective, and it just ruined it. It absolutely ruined it. She was like, "This moody boy with his
Dark and
dark
brooding.
eyes," and I'm like, "Please stop! You're wrecking him." Yeah,
Don't
a
want
lots of assembly of cool shapes with characters and stories. Too many things happening. The wheels come off. His female characters are just completely 100% sucking up to his female audiences. So,
he has female audiences.
like 80% of his audience is female, Ameera.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess girls
Here's the
read
thing.
more.
Guys don't read.
Yeah, it's kind of sad.
If you feel slandered, I'm sorry. But the statistics speak for themselves.
All these statistics we have.
Guys don't read as much as girls.
I don't know where we're getting these
So
statistics from, but
my
okay.
dad.
We believe what he says.
But yeah, so he's
Like
got very
good
large
oppressed
female
daughters.
audiences. He's got male audiences, but he has large female
Okay.
audiences. And
I know dudes who
all
read
of
'em. I'm
all
not
of his
sure.
girls are sucking up to women. They're completely unrealistic, absolutely unbearable, like very, very Wonder Woman.
Ooh.
And it's just abhorrent.
Okay,
But
so
I
it's
will s-
bad. Like, if your favorite book is Brandon Sanderson, you're like,
If
fight
you-
me, or
Here's the thing.
it's
I
like,
wouldn't.
oh, baby.
It'd be more like, oh baby.
Like, you don't. It's not
Because,
Jane Eyre. It's like,
yeah.
we can't
there
be
are
friends.
there are favorite books that I'm like, put them up. We gonna fight.
Because Jane Eyre, I'm like, I think
You
we
say
would just-
Jane Eyre, I go, we need to talk.
No, it just makes me realize.
Let's be real, there are worse ones. But that is a We Need to Talk favorite book.
Yeah.
And there are... say if someone said that their favorite book was like the post-movie written version of Age of Ultron, I'd be like, wow, that's pathetic. Ameera's making
no
a face.
idea what you're talking about.
You know that sometimes the Disney movies have like their little written versions? Like there's books of them? Age of Ultron's Marvel. I know this because I babysit.
Okay, cool. Is that their favorite book?
No.
Okay, I'm just making sure. There are
or
relatives.
if your favorite book is the Mario Encyclopedia, which is one. There are definitely things that I go like,
wholesome.
that's horrendous in terms of taste. And then there's ones that are such bad messages that are just, we need to talk. If it's a Colleen Hoover type thing, I'm like, we need to talk. Yeah. Brandon Sanderson, I'll just go like, oh.
It's like, oh, you're that type of person.
You're that type of person. And
I feel like people
won't,
are going to hate you for
I
this.
will not tell you that it's bad because I think it's totally okay to read. Like, okay to read. It's on my no list.
Yeah, I was like, we just said not to.
Because I do not advise it. I don't recommend it. I don't think it's worth your time. I think it's... But I know that people are going to it for a
waste
certain
of like
thing.
2,000 pages.
Yeah, no, they're going... But that's what they want. Is people are going to Brandon Sanderson to waste 2,000 pages.
Just go with Anna Karenina.
Tips from Ameera.
Russian novels. I fully recommend them. They take a lot of time.
Yeah, but anywho, so it would be more like okay. Okay, I guess that's good for you. Good for you. But I'll say one more thing. Spoiler alert for Mistborn.
Oh no.
Kelsier, the only cool part of that book, gets himself killed. I love K names. Gets himself killed on purpose for like a plan. And it's the dumbest thing. That's what happened at the end when I was like, Dad? And he's like, quit it.
Burn it.
But you should never, ever, ever, ever have a plan that counts on things going right after you're dead. It's a bad plan 100% of the time. Also, when you're like the only hope this world has, don't get yourself freaking killed. My actual gosh. But it all turns out okay because the 16-year-old girl who's only known that she's magical for the last 6 months defeats the 1,000-year-old powerful ruler who's not even human.
Is it the power of friendship?
No, it's the power of built different. That's
I don't know
literally...
if that's worse.
It is worse. It's literally just...
No,
they
revealed
revealed at the very end of the book that apparently the magic rules we've been abiding by for the whole book only apply to you if you're, like, normal. If you're born just way, way stronger, they don't apply to you.
Whoa. What's that book we read once when everyone's name was spelled wrong because they wanted it to be special?
Ooh.
It's like the magic of
Recluse. That was so funny.
Okay.
Anywho, so no to Brandon
Side note.
Sanderson. Feel free to comment your complaints. I will address them. You're all wrong. Your turn for a no.
Magic of Recluse.
No, do a different one. That one's a joke of a book.
It's fun. They spell every name wrong to be special.
Elizabeth with a Y.
Which no to go with, because I have a couple of no's.
You got this. I believe in you. Do one that I haven't read, because I've read the other one.
Not Secret History by Donna Tartt.
Mm-hmm, another popular one.
This is one that came out, I don't know when.
Relatively recently?
Semi-recently? Within the last couple years, I think. All I know is it got really popular really quick.
I've been told to read it.
And people were super into it. And so I read it. Because that's what I do. So I read things that people are into. And it was terrible. But it was terrible in the bad way. It was good writing. I actually think in some ways. Okay. Donna Tartt is
a good writer
at writing. She's good at descriptions. She did have a couple 100 extra pages in that book that shouldn't have been there.
Happens to the best of us.
Happens to the best of us. Not us, but editors. Let's be real.
Why you need an editor.
She needed a more intense editor. Maybe less of an artistic personality. I don't know. But there was a lot of extra things that shouldn't have been happening. But just to sum up my problem with the book, I think it was just on the first page. They describe it as, what was it? I told you about it. Pursuing...
Something about booty. Beauty, not booty. I'm sorry.
One sec.
Beauty.
Let's see if I can find it, because it was...
A little bit about booty, too. Not the cleanest book, was it?
No, it was... Okay, so simply, it was also bad, and there was gay people. And
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend it to anyone anyways, but... Let's see if I can find it. Okay, you talk while I Google.
Okay. Well, one of the things that you said about The Secret History is that it's one of the sneaky ones. There are many sneaky ones in media where it says it's doing one thing and it does another. So people frequently get fooled by what they hear when they're learning from what they see, right? So, Mira's making a face at me. Okay.
No, I just heard part of that.
Okay.
Say it again.
I said people get fooled by what they hear when they're learning from what they see. A movie will say, we're teaching you this. We condemn this. The message is this. And then it'll show you something else. And the actual message of any piece of media is what it's doing, not what it says it's doing.
Yeah.
So The Secret History says that it's condemning this lifestyle. This, like, debauched idea of, like, pursuing this beauty above all else.
Mm-hmm.
But then what it shows you is this alluring darkness. And people also frequently get fooled by alluring darkness because they look at it and they go, no, don't you see it's shown as dark?
Yeah.
Don't you understand it's shown as bad? Don't you understand it has a warning in the front page that says triggering? But something can genuinely be dark, be awful, and still be made to be alluring. And that's proven to be true many, many times.
Yeah.
So people read Secret History and they go, see, it says it's condemning this. And then look, it's so gritty, it's so dark, there are consequences for their actions. But then what it shows you is, but it's pretty.
Okay.
But it's
found it.
alluring. Okay, we got the
Took
first
me way
page.
too long. According to AI, ready? His
AI is
I
the
also
devil. Don't
recognize
do that.
I recognize it. So, well, it's just the Google AI where it like just pops up with the
I
AI
really hate
overview.
that, gotta say.
I know, it's terrible.
Not a fan.
Okay, but it's saying a morbid longing for the picturesque at all costs.
Yep.
So this is from the perspective of Richard, who's the narrator of the book. And that's what it sets up as the message. Is it's just a morbid longing for the picturesque at all costs. And then you have this whole book where it's just everything goes wrong, everything's terrible, everything's gross, but everything's picturesque. It's just like this artistic vibe.
Tragic.
And then by the end, everything's fallen apart. All the characters are like, some of them are dead, some of them are gay but have to be married to a woman. Like,
Oh, no.
it's all sad and terrible. Some of them are just depressed and ready to kill themselves. So, everything falls apart. So the cost was great.
Yeah,
However,
so see, they show consequences.
they show the consequences. However, you
But-
still have this feeling of pursuing the picturesque regardless.
Like, if they went back, they would have done it again.
yes.
There's no true regret.
No. It's like, yes, everything went wrong, but the feeling of the book, and partially it's because of how good she is at writing, where she makes it look like the drunkenness, the terribleness, she's like, this is beautiful type of thing. Like this, she still shows that as picturesque.
Mm-hmm.
That's the strange part. Where it's like, okay, so you read this book, and there's all the like background things that are weird and gross, but you have these students who are trying to reach the gods, kind of, and they're experimenting with different sacrifices and rituals, trying to do this like Bacchic thing
Yeah.
in the woods.
I don't recommend, personally.
No, I don't either. And they end up murdering one of their friends, and it's all great, fun party.
Good stuff.
But I think the book's message is still, the reader gets the sense that you should pursue the picturesque at all costs, even though he describes it as his fatal flaw initially.
Well, because that's what it is, right? At
Yeah.
all costs.
yes.
So the fact that there is a cost does not make you not want to
It's
pursue
actually, I think, one of the
It's
most
weird.
toxic books I've ever read. Which is kind of a high bar because I read classics.
it.
So Like, it was one of those books where it's a very weird sensation where it's like, so she did really well in making a bad book.
Dang. Well jobbed at being bad.
Yeah, and it's super popular. People love it. People eat it up.
But you guys aren't going to read it.
They eat it up and don't do it.
It's on the no list.
It's on the no list. We will find you.
Yeah. And we enforce the no list. We're watching you.
Except for Brandon Sanderson. That's excused, I guess.
Yeah, that one is like, you shouldn't, but I'll
Eyre
forgive you.
Is toxic in one way. It's like just catering to female flaws.
So frankly, that one's also romanticizing.
Yes, yeah, that's
the
great.
darkness.
It is romanticizing the darkness. So both of my notes are romanticizing darkness. But I feel like Jane Eyre is less of a trap than The Secret History.
I
think Jane Eyre.
not sure about that, but I'll believe you.
Either book. Hush.
Well, that's because I have faith in my
repressed.
sister.
Stop talking.
I believe her when she tells me not to read things.
Yeah, good for you.
You don't though. It kind of hurts my
Let me
feelings.
test it out.
Anyway, so no to both.
No, I think Jane
Both
Eyre,
are traps.
it's like, okay, so it's catering to desires. It's catering to this like weird female thing where it's like you want control over the man. It's just strange and toxic and weird. However, it sets it up kind of like that, where you have the ugly girl, everything goes her way. She gets, like, she's oppressed, victim mentality.
Poor thing.
Secret History, it like draws you in. Where it's like, it's making you...
It lies about what it's doing.
Instead of catering to your initial temptations, it gives you temptations.
Ooh.
Where I'm like, so I think Jane Eyre, right?
Creating
It's
new
like,
temptations. How
yeah,
fun.
kind of. Where I'm like, okay, so Jane Eyre, a girl already wants this.
Mm-hmm.
She already wants to be the victim. She wants the masculine guy to fall to his knees before her. Like, that's already in you, kind of, versus Secret History, where I'm like, no one ever, like,
I'm like, you know how you have problems? Would you like more?
Yes, right? So it's like, okay, you're going to make drunkenness seem beautiful.
To someone who never thought
Who
that
never,
was the case.
ever wanted that. And I'm like, this is a really bad book.
Yeah.
And I think it's well written, but don't read it.
Anywho,
don't give it to your children.
No to Secret History. I think we should do with...
They might not be smart enough to get it. That's possible. But I still think it's...
Well, it'll still give you the feeling.
It will. It just affects you emotionally because it's well written.
Okay, so I think we should do one last no and then move to a more positive note. So Ameera's 2 no's for you are both traps. Mine are just, by the way, this is popular, but it's not that good. Because my second no is Wheel of Time.
Okay.
Wheel of Time is so many books, multiple authors. That should never happen. If someone dies before they finish something, you leave it unfinished.
No.
Like, let's be real. But Wheel of Time, I believe I read 3.5, and you read like 5.5.
I don't remember. I read a chunk. I read more than you,
Yeah.
which happens sometimes.
But both of us stopped mid-book at some point.
I don't think I did. I think I finished. I didn't read any of the ones with the new authors, and I don't remember how far I got.
Wheel of Time, I'll say this for it. The world building,
It's fun.
spectacular.
I like the concept.
I really enjoyed the world building.
You
The
know what I
Aes
hate?
Sedai is great.
You know what I hate?
What?
Harems.
Oh yeah, no, we're not for, especially.
Okay,
Hey,
I'm gonna
okay,
say this
I'm
one
sorry,
caters to dudes,
but
not girls.
this one caters more to dudes. However, because no girl ever wants a harem.
No.
She doesn't like to share.
Yeah, we don't want the dude to have like 6 other girls.
Yeah.
Heck nah.
Please no. But this one is like an emotionally abusive harem on the girls' side. Because bro literally goes insane and the girls decide to share him.
Yeah, I was very scarred.
That was like, what? He's so like...
Is this when you quit?
No. Actually, I quit before that. I saw it
Oh,
coming.
I told you about
I
this.
saw
Yeah,
it coming and then I quit. But I quit for other reasons. I quit because reincarnations are stupid.
Okay.
The madness was extremely, extremely forced. Like, it just told you all guys with this ability go mad. And then bro kind of drove himself mad.
After people told him that he was
Because
gonna go
he was
mad.
told he would go. Like, so I saw
He was
no...
too stressed out about
Yeah,
it.
it felt like him just stressing himself out
Yeah.
to, like, make himself go crazy because everybody expected him to go crazy.
You gotta
the
meet
madness-
expectations.
Yeah. It felt very
set a high bar.
disingenuine. Is that the word?
Disingenuous.
Not genuine. I'll look that up later.
Disingenuous.
So it was an incredibly fake
Yeah,
and
okay.
curated madness.
That one, here's the thing.
With really weird fogginess with the reincarnation of you're like, are you the same dude or are you not the same dude? And this is just messy. And then there was that one side dude. His name started with a P. Perrin.
Right?
Who was just constantly sulking about his incredibly cool magic powers. He had wolf powers, and he just could not get out of his angst of like, oh, I can't believe I have powers. I hate having powers.
So
I wish I
weird and
did.
different.
I'm just so different than everybody.
Like,
I can't believe
stop
I'm like
acting like a girl.
I'm
Shut
like,
up, bro.
bruh. I would love wolf powers. Just saying.
Okay, that one was very annoying because I'm like, I think that there's a lot. I know there's a show.
A lot of
And
potential.
I think
The
to make
show's
everyone
bad.
gay, but
No, they just made Moraine gay, and she's not gay.
she's straight.
Straight as an arrow. I liked her though.
Yeah, she was cool. Why'd you say that as like?
Nah, I liked Moraine. I liked
Yeah,
a lot
okay.
of the world building was just really strong from the get go.
Yeah, no, the concept, except for the reincarnation part.
If you remove the reincarnation part, it was a great idea.
Yeah, it was very fun. It's like, okay, so this magic that only like women
yeah.
can use the magic.
Yeah,
But
you
there's,
did-
it's kind of very Dune-like, actually.
Yeah.
Where you have like the witches, kind of. Mm-hmm. And then the man,
The Bene Gesserit or
like,
the Aes Sedai.
yeah, the prophesied man, who
Yeah.
will be able to use the same power.
Though in Dune, it was just that power had never been for men. In Wheel of Time, the magic had been corrupted by a man.
Yes.
Which adds like a interesting dynamic. And that's what the madness thing comes from, is this original wizard, the dragon, literally like corrupted male magic. So now they like magically castrate all men with magic.
Yeah.
Become geldings, which is really creep-tastic. I kind of enjoyed.
Yeah, it's cool.
Because all these like powerful men just become
Well,
weak.
otherwise,
Because otherwise
they'll be insane.
Otherwise, they'll go mad and become destroyers because
Warlocks
it's just
or whatever.
Yeah, it's just inherent
Yeah.
in the power now. But there's this prophesied guy who's going to reclaim the magic,
Purify it or whatever.
defeat this ancient evil. And Moraine knows that he was born in this window in this town, according to prophecies. But there are 3 boys that fit that. So she goes, and because of, monster attacks type stuff, she doesn't have time to figure out who it is. She just takes all 3.
Yeah.
So you got 3 boys going on an adventure. One of them is this prophesied one who's going to reclaim the magic of the ages. And then it just, gets muddled and angsty. And all 3 of the boys just
Have unreasonable
Just-
problems.
have really unreasonable problems that are all self-imposed.
Like, it's
just,
like, stop it.
They're all just
This
on their
didn't-
period all the time. That's it. They're just being angsty girls. But
that
at
purple
girls'
hair?
absolute worst.
I don't know what's going on. See, it was really
Yeah, I was like,
annoying.
what are
It's
you
the type
doing?
of obnoxious book where you're like, oh, you had potential.
So much potential.
So much potential. What are you doing? Yeah, okay, so that's another no.
So yeah, that's a no, because it's a good idea, which makes it more offensive when it all goes
Spirals out of control.
just awful. So yeah, it just falls apart. Reincarnation, muddle, angst, emotional manipulation, harem. Don't bother with that.
Yeah. Okay.
Actually,
yes.
you could read the first 2,
Yeah, maybe first 3.
maybe first 3. Then just drop it. You don't need to.
Then just imagine the rest.
Imagine the rest.
Fill it in
Use
your
that
own
active
mind.
imagination. Okay,
Practice
moving
it.
on.
Have your
to
kid, like, give it to them and be like, just write the
finish
rest.
it yourself.
Write the rest, kid.
Anywho, we are now going to move on to more positive things.
What you should read,
What you should read.
according to us.
Who are the authorities? Because we have a
I'm
podcast.
deciding whether to be positive or negative.
Oh, be positive. We just
The
did
Road
negative.
by Cormac McCarthy.
The Road by Cormac McCarthy is a good one. I approve.
You also read it.
Yeah, I did. Thank you.
I chose well.
That was a good pick. That is a demonstration of a book not needing a happy ending
I think that was a book
to
very
have
difficult
positive
to do
messaging.
Well. And you did it well. Mm-hmm. Cormac McCarthy. So I did a Cormac McCarthy class, so I've read too
Dark
much.
times.
Yeah, I read a lot of Cormac McCarthy. But The Road is one of his most optimistic, maybe.
Well, yeah, because he
Books.
was an atheist kind of searching for meaning. So you got a
Yeah.
lot of...
he swings between hating God
yeah,
and...
it's a bit of an
in my
emotional
opinion,
roller coaster.
Not everyone agrees with me. But he swings between hating God, wanting God to be there, and then just
not knowing.
confused.
Yeah, so he's sometimes a hater, sometimes just a lost sheep. It depends on
the current moment.
current
in time.
mood.
Yeah, I think he was a little artsy in that. It's like
No. But yeah, The Road has this kind of theme of the fact that regardless of anything, life is worth living.
yes.
So in the darkest of times, there is still value to trying.
Wait, one of the hardest things to do correctly about apocalyptic fiction is the fact that there's almost no way to fix the situation.
Yeah, most apocalypses you
And
go like, well,
too, right?
yeah.
So it's like, okay, once the world has collapsed,
Any happy ending feels fake.
yes,
Because
it's
you've
like,
normally
okay, so
dug yourself into quite the hole.
how do you like fix it? So when you look at like dystopian YA and stuff, usually they just have like a teenage girl come and save the world, and it's very like it's fake. It's not real. It's like
Yeah,
okay, well
it's,
no.
yeah, it's popcorn,
Also,
but
like,
it's not
okay,
even
once
remotely
you bring
real.
down a civilization, this is dystopian. It's like, well, now you have to rebuild it.
Yeah, that's the
harder.
happiest ending you can really get from a dystopian is nuking the place.
Yeah, but The Road is set in most likely a nuclear.
Speaking of nukes.
Yeah, it was like a nuclear wasteland. Mm-hmm. Right.
So no more animals, no more plant
set
life.
in America, a dad and his son just traveling to the coast, trying to make it to the coast, and
Just because you need a place to be going.
because you need a place to go. So it's obviously set on the road. It's just them traveling. Mm-hmm. And it's, for one, if you haven't read McCarthy before, he does like to be a little creative with his grammar.
And his punctuation.
He doesn't really believe in antecedents.
Many people would recommend the audiobook
Yes.
so that you don't have to puzzle it out with your eyes.
I liked reading it,
I did too. But other people have recommended the audiobook.
but some people think you should listen to it because it's easier to understand what's going on. Mm-hmm. But yeah, he doesn't necessarily do punctuation or use antecedents. It's very modern in that. But I think he was one of the OGs in that area.
Yeah, he's not a copycat.
Nah, he just went for it. It didn't go well at first. His first books did not.
Yeah, and
sell.
he wasn't doing it to be cool because nobody thought it was cool at the time.
No. However, he does that. It's a thing. I kind of enjoy it, but not everyone.
Sometimes.
Not everyone does. But The Road, it's father and son traveling, right? And I think it's an interesting story because it points to the importance of just living and not giving up.
I believe the language they used is carry the fire.
Carrying the fire.
So yeah, like there is this inherent intangible worth to just pursuing
And
life.
he's not a Christian, but even in this book, I think you definitely feel it's him looking
the longing
for something.
for meaning.
Yes.
The knowledge at the time that
It's-
there is some meaning, you just don't know what it is.
It's the belief that there is something that he does not know. Mm-hmm. And I think he also really demonstrates through like kind of a Hemingway-like style how much emotional impact you can have in very few words. Mm-hmm. He's
Also, good father-son dynamic.
extremely good father-son.
Unfortunately, awful mother.
I just had a restful period.
Oh,
I'm
her
chill.
watch has been training her.
So I feel like a
to
dog with a
respond.
shot collar. It's like, good job.
Good. You're like, I did good.
Do I get a treat? I don't know. Yes.
Yeah, the
continuing.
mother is awful. The father-son relationship though is great.
Yeah.
So that is one great yes.
Yeah, I recommend it.
We recommend The Road.
Your turn.
My turn. P.G. Wodehouse.
Oh, heck yeah.
Heck yeah. And if you're someone who's in need of more to read,
He's so
luckily
many.
for you, bro has written a lot.
My favorites, probably Leave It to Smith and Quick Service.
Yeah. I would definitely
Also,
consider Leave It to
Bertie and
Smith to be
Wooster.
a great start.
Yes.
Code of the Woosters
Anything
is
with
so
Bertie and
funny,
Wooster.
but I did at some points
Bertie and
close
Jeeves.
my eyes reading it because of the cringe.
And it didn't go away.
It didn't go away.
You just had to
it
keep
just
reading.
stayed.
It's still on
But
the page.
He is so funny.
He's
He's so quippy. His writing is packed with references.
To
Bible and literature?
Very educated.
Very, very educated, but so comedic.
If you want to have a lot of really random quotes to pull out
Yes.
in conversations, he looks like a sheep with a secret sorrow.
So, that's a good one.
It's just like,
She looked like she was poured into her clothes and forgot to say when. He looked like a bereaved tapeworm.
you're like, what does that even look like?
Like he looked like a man who had drunk the cup of life and having finished found a dead beetle at the bottom.
He's in the back of the line when the chins got handed out.
Yeah, I've described people like that before.
It's fun. But yeah, lots of classical illusions.
Tons of illusions. I mean, one is a half a league, half a league, half a league onward with a hey nonny nonny and a hot cha-cha.
Yeah, okay. We
But
like Woodhouse.
Woodhouse
You
is
can't
good.
tell.
Very funny, very creative, lots of good quotes. We had a sarcasm wall in Hillsdale, which was just one full wall of our dorm room covered in sticky notes of quotes.
People may have thought we were strange.
Yeah, a lot of those were Woodhouse.
Mm-hmm.
So start with Leave It to Smith, but there's a lot more to go. Code of the Woosters,
If
Quick
you don't
Service,
think it's
Damsel in Distress. I like that one.
something's wrong with you.
Yeah.
Wait, here's the reality. I love books like The Road. I like reading Dostoevsky. I like, you like that stuff. And
The
that's like,
serious
okay,
stuff.
So serious.
So
I'm
serious. So serious.
Yeah. And it's like, however, don't just read that.
No, sprinkle in some happy times.
Yes, like when I was, you just have to balance it out.
I've
Because
definitely
the world, if you get a picture of the world from literature and you are affected by what you read, it's like, okay, so if I read just dark stuff, I'm actually only going to see darkness.
Truth.
Really? Because that's what you're looking at all the time. You're going to get used to and accustomed to just identifying that.
It's a bad human habit sometimes to refer to like dark and gritty things as realism.
Yes.
Like, yeah, this is
You
the
realize
real stuff. I'm
people
like, do you have any
also
idea how dumb and ridiculous the world can be?
People also actually step on banana peels.
Yeah,
And they actually slip.
I frequently think that just slapstick comedy is some of the most accurate depiction of humans we have.
Yeah, it's like...
Because I have never seen like serious literature depict people as goofy as humans very literally are.
We're pretty funny.
Yeah, we're absolute turkeys.
Basically, if you're big into the darkness, if you're big into reading like nitty-gritty stuff, add some Woodhouse.
Yeah, no, I
Learn
had
to laugh. Loosen up.
I was borderline kidnapped by two old Irish women for 4 hours.
I mean, that's wild to say out of context. When she was in Ireland traveling, these were also your friend's relatives?
They were my friend's distant cousins. And she
These
went
were not
she wanted
strangers
to
on the
pop in
street.
to say hi. They were strangers to me. And they tried to force feed me biscuits and drove us around the town, starting with a boarding school where one of my friends, like great uncles, went to for a little bit once.
And then you spent hours like de-stemming
and they
little
made
berries.
us get out of the car and take pictures.
Pay
I'm
your
like,
respects, woman.
yeah, like, what? And all of my interactions there were so hilarious. But yeah, like, people are silly and they're quirky little things.
Lucia has literally stepped on a rake and had it hit her in the face. Like,
Okay,
life is
it was
funny.
worse than that because I saw a rake on the ground and I was like, you know how I was like 12 or something. I was like, you know how in like Bugs Bunny people step on rakes and it like smacks? I'm like, there's no way that it works like that. So I just stepped on it and it went like smack in my forehead. And I was so stunned I stepped on it again.
did it again.
And I was like, I'm glad nobody saw that. And then I proceeded to tell everybody.
Yeah.
But
in summary, life's not just sad.
people are ridiculous. People are funny. So if you want an accurate view of the world, you need to be consuming comedy. So yes, P.G. Woodhouse.
Realism? Where do you find it?
P.G. Woodhouse.
In what? Super realistic. Yeah.
Super realistic.
All of these like nonsense plots. Basically the same plots in a lot of different books. But they're fun every time.
Yeah.
Like Sally's
Another
and
quote
Joe's
from
or-
Leave It to Smith is him saying, like, I forgot to mention when asking you to marry me that I can do card tricks. I'm like, oh, that changes it then.
Yeah,
Anywho.
Okay.
Yes, Woodhouse. Next. Pick wisely.
I'm thinking hard. Raymond Chandler.
Oh, yes. The original hard-boiled American detective writer.
Yeah, okay, so this is in the same vein, if you haven't read it, as like The Maltese Falcon and that kind of thing. Yeah, it is the nitty-gritty.
Just gritty. So if you've read Calvin and Hobbes and Tracer Bullet,
Yeah.
Tracer Bullet is based off of
Also,
this kind of
Calvin
character.
and Hobbes, definitely for adults, too. Like,
Yes, it is. Let no one say that's for children. It's amazing.
it's for children as well.
It's for everybody.
I think it shaped my sense of humor.
Yes. There was a lot of Calvin and Hobbes on our sarcasm wall, too.
Yes. But yes,
But-
Raymond Chandler, very funny.
So yeah, the gritty detective. He's always like got a cigarette
And no money.
And no money. Except for The Long Goodbye. Because if I was going to recommend a book to start with Raymond Chandler, it'd be The Long Goodbye.
Okay.
In that one, he has a $500 bill in his pocket the entire time, basically.
So much money.
Yeah, and he's like, my portrait of Madison is what he calls it the entire time. It's like, I drove back to Hollywood feeling like a chewed up shoelace.
That's the waffle iron quote.
Oh, some days I feel like playing it smooth, and some days I feel like playing it like a waffle iron.
Raymond Chandler, he's just very
That was
funny.
my senior year quote.
As it should be.
But yeah, he's funny, but in that kind of sarcastic, gritty kind of way. He was not a fan of the British detective.
No.
Like the British Detective Society with their rules and the fact that it's supposed to be a puzzle.
Not clues.
Yes,
You're
it's
not,
supposed to be
the reader
real
is,
crime.
Yes, the reader is not figuring it out.
That's not the point.
Yeah.
It is just a private eye in LA, like stumbling through all of these cases.
Yeah.
Normally getting beat up by cops and everybody else.
Yeah, getting beat up quite a few times, actually.
Yeah. But it's just this very entertaining and grittier and messier side of crime fiction.
Yeah.
So I find it a lot more interesting when it's a little messier like that, personally.
Yeah, and he's a funny character. I like him as a character.
Philip Marlowe is his name.
Yeah. He's just doing his own thing.
Yeah. I've been shaking 2 nickels in my pocket for a month trying to get them to mate. Bro so broke.
Yes, he's extremely broke. But yeah, he's a fun writer.
And
fun
he's got a pile of books too, so.
Yeah.
My turn. Ooh, you added some dumb things to this list.
What did I add?
No, I'm not going to say.
You're not going to say. You refuse to say.
Mm.
None of those are dumb.
So I'm going to go with Terry Pratchett, but we've talked about Discworld on SASF. So I wanted to give a little shout out to the non-Discworld. Dodger and Nation. Mm-hmm. And Good Omens, potentially.
Another
with a grain of salt.
Christian author we recommend that sometimes
is
to
great.
like God more than other times.
Yeah.
Depending on the story.
Yeah, there's different types of atheists. There's different relationships with Christianity. And he definitely is one that, rather than being just like a pure lost sheep, as like pre-conversion Eliot or Lewis.
Yeah.
Or just a rager, like some Cormac McCarthy or all of Neil Gaiman. He kind of walks the line of there's clearly something keeping him away from God, but he's not so resentful that he's not willing to look at the world with open eyes.
Because some of his books, it feels like he definitely...
Like he sees a lot of truth. Even if he doesn't see the truth, he sees a lot of truth.
He's extremely insightful, but also quite funny.
Yes, also hilarious. We recommend a lot of things we find funny.
Yes.
So,
our mom does not find him funny.
No, it's so sad. But Dodger is Victorian England. Mm-hmm. And it's just this boy who goes by Dodger. What's the name of what he does? He goes like fishing in sewers. There's a name for it.
I have no memory. It's gone.
Yeah, it's gone for me too. His career is that he digs around in sewers for things that got little treasures that got swept away.
Yeah.
And that's what he does for work.
Sometimes you find coins, sometimes you find
He found like a wedding ring once. He returned it. Like the good boy he is. So that's the kind of a gutter rat he is. And then he finds a girl.
Yeah.
And she is this European girl who was forced into an abusive marriage, and is trying to escape, and it's just all...
Yeah, it's their story.
Rough on her. And he takes it upon himself to be her white knight in all of his,
all of his gutter glory.
All his gutter glory. And so that one is quite fun.
Yeah.
Which is a really fun setting, too. Definitely a very, very optimistic depiction of Dickens that I do not share with Terry Pratchett.
Yeah.
I don't have a high opinion of man at all.
Not a good person.
No, he was not. However, overall, the book is quite fun with a very fun setting and a very unique little situation. Yeah. Nation is Insterteen.
Yeah.
Because that
a strange one.
is an islander boy who's currently in the process of his ritual of becoming a man. He is dropped off on the island of boys. He's supposed to make his own canoe and ride back, and he leaves his boy soul on the island, and he gets given his man soul when he arrives back at Nation, the bigger island. But a tsunami hits while he's out at sea. And because his entire village was on the coast ready to welcome the new man, all of them die.
Yep. It's just
And
him.
he survived because he was out in the water. Throughout it, more people start to gather who've survived other things, like a boat wreck, and like some other islands had a couple survive, and everybody's gathering to Nation. That's the biggest island. But it's very much him dealing with the problem of evil and everything that he's ever believed being shaken up, because how could a good God do this? And so it's a very interesting read with a fun and adventurous plot.
Honestly, it feels a little bit like you're in Pratchett's head.
For sure. I actually wrote a paper on that in high school about how you can read Nation as just Pratchett's own discussion of whether or not he thinks that there's a God.
Because the funny thing is, in the book, he's literally talking to the gods.
Yeah, no,
He knows that they are real.
that's the interesting take on the atheist position, is that he is literally face to face with the gods and still struggling to believe because he doesn't want to believe.
Because he doesn't understand how to link the two things, evil
Yeah,
and
'cause
gods, together.
Not only does he see the gods in front of him, he sees the good God opening a door for him, and he's just like, but I can't marry this with my own perception of the world.
Yeah.
And that book gets very, very close to the truth. And it's quite beautiful and a very interesting read. Like I said, with plenty of adventure and humor too.
Think.
Yeah. So it's a good one for like being thoughtful. So while he does in fact
If you want to think ever.
Yeah, if you like thinking.
Instead of just only consuming.
Yep. But it's definitely, he gets so close. He wimps out of it at the end.
Yeah, he just kind of like...
He goes with like emo, IMO, like the god of the island. He's like, made man intelligent enough that we would know he didn't exist, was something like so it was this weird paradox that was him wimping out at the end. But then at the very end, so they said that wimp out, and then it turns to the old man who was telling the story looking out over the ocean and seeing dolphins leap for nothing but the beauty of the moment. And so you have this like very beautiful perspective on the world, but in the mind of this doubter. So it's a very thoughtful read, and I do recommend.
And then there's the rest of his books, which
Pratchett, Discworld is so funny.
It's very fun.
I love it.
However,
I've read
it is
all of it.
not for middle grade.
Okay, Amazing Maurice is.
Amazing
and so
Maurice.
is We Free Men.
And We Free Men. Did we talk about those last
Yeah, I think we did. But
They're good. Do it. Dangerous
But-
Beans.
I do not recommend all of Discworld. It is 41 books.
Do not read Monstrous Regiment. Oh no, I said another no.
Or Eric.
I'd never
And
read that.
I wouldn't bother with the most of the Rincewind books because that was one of his first characters, and he developed a lot more as a writer and a world builder throughout the series.
Yeah, you can read them if you want to, but like...
Yeah, like there's no harm, but they're not as good. I read all of them just because I'd read so many that I was like, I might as well get all 41.
So many books.
And I've reread all of the ones that weren't awful.
Okay, I cannot say I have.
I recommend the Watch series and the Witch series, along with The Truth and Going Postal.
The Truth is a very fun book. I like that one.
The Truth is an example of one of his more insightful ones.
Yeah.
Because it's about the invention of the printing press and the newspaper in his little fantasy world.
It's very fun. I like
So
that
it
one.
very much talks
Also,
about mob
what's the-
mentality and how we just believe unseen authorities.
Post office one. Do you say Going Postal?
Going Postal, yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's like the cleaning up of the post office and the invention of
Also
stamps.
love that one.
He's got a number that are about the invention of things, and those are always kind of fun.
Yeah. Okay, so Pratchett.
Yeah, your
Chandler.
turn.
I'm going to kind of combo a couple. 1984, Brave New World, and Fahrenheit 451.
Be a person who's read those.
Yes. Those are not necessarily fun reads. Fahrenheit 451
I
is.
like that one. Mm-hmm.
I think that's more
And
enjoyable.
there's fun aspects of the other ones.
And less painful. Yeah. 1984 is one of those books that I think people should read, especially right now. because people love to toss around the like.
It's so 1984.
It's
so thought
like,
police. It's so Big Brother.
Yeah.
I'm like, you guys have no freaking idea what you're talking about.
Like, y'all
at all.
have not read the book.
No.
Because 1984 is very interesting. It's just like controlling a population by fear and knowledge and just the control of information.
The control of information, which America, if you haven't noticed, has absolutely no tabs on the flow of information whatsoever.
It's like, yes, people hide things. Yes, people like control. But it's like, yeah, there's also gonna be both sides doing it.
Mm-hmm. You
don't have one party.
Well, more than two sides, honestly. There's
all the sides.
Everyone is constantly pushing out their own agenda, so we have really no control. Like no one party has control over the information.
Yeah. Everyone's lying all the time on the internet, and it's like, yeah.
And so everyone just dismisses at minimum 50% of what they see.
Yeah.
Sometimes more, as you should, because
unless you're past a certain age.
Then you believe all of it.
And then you're like, guess what I saw?
Guess what I saw? I'm like, Papa G, that's AI.
It's not real.
See, if you were going to be comparing some European countries to 1984, that would be much fairer. Because there are some countries that have a better hold. They have a much, much better hold on the flow of information. So I go to the UK, and I'm talking to students from abroad. And what you discover is they have a much, much more unified news situation.
Yeah.
Where they actually
it's much more one-sided.
They don't hear half of what's going on.
It's still not
minimum.
1984. Okay,
yeah,
so
no, it's not. It's not 1984 level, but you can draw those comparisons more fairly in some other places. America, we're just throwing around words we don't know.
Yeah, 1984 is interesting. It's insightful.
It does have insightful stuff.
It's insightful. It's like exploring an idea.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's good to read. It's also good not to toss around the words like Big
without
Brother.
knowing.
Yeah, without actually knowing what you're talking about. It's like, no, some people around you have actually read the book.
Like, and so you're looking a little foolish.
Don't act like you did. So 1984, Brave New World is
more America. It's once again more extreme.
It's a lot like 1984, in which I would say it's not a fun read. It's exploring.
Especially the end.
It's with both books. It's exploring an idea.
Mm-hmm. But that's what dystopian does, is they just take a situation and they crank it up to 11. They run it to the end of the road and go, this is what it would look like.
It's like, see these aspects of our culture. This is the end.
Yeah.
And 1984, right, is fear and information. Brave New World is controlling people through pleasure, drugs, sex. Like, it's just...
peer pressure.
Desire.
But yeah, very much desire. And you have to admit that sounds a little more like America.
It's one of those ones where it's like, okay, I would not recommend it as like a, fun beach read for someone who wants to relax and like.
I mean, I probably read it at the lake, so.
Yeah, that's fair. But it's like, it's not like
it's an intense beach read.
If you're just looking for like a story that's like,
gonna fun and adventurous, no,
not gonna make you depressed.
But yeah, once again, obviously, I tend to scoff a little bit when people get really over dramatic comparing any dystopians to real life. They're like, we're exactly like, I'm like, chill. It is not that bad. Normally the dystopians are very, very extreme. So it's like, it's not that bad. However, both of those are very insightful in different ways. And yeah, you totally can pull from different things. Like Orwell's discussion of the nature, like the control of language is super interesting. Mm-hmm. So there's tons of stuff in there that is applicable. It's just that it's not this broad brush applicable when you haven't actually gone to the source material.
I think Brave New World, with discussing how pleasure and giving into all of your temptations and wants just makes you numb.
Yep.
It's a very interesting book. And I'm like, okay, so I would recommend it. Fahrenheit 51.
That was fun. I liked that one.
More fun, book burning, all the good things. Seashells in the ears.
And it's fun because normally, the dystopian thing is the person wakes up to the system, right? One day they just notice. Yeah. Or they sometimes, gradual, but it's the process of waking up to what's around them. And Fahrenheit 451 is one where he wakes up and doesn't lose, but not in like an unrealistic way.
Yeah, it's not
like 1984 and Brave New World, the people who woke up had absolutely no shot, and they were absolutely taken down. But Fahrenheit 451 did really the only thing you can do, which is nukes. He managed to stay on the run long enough that their enemy state attacked and their society fell apart and they're going to have to rebuild it.
But
So
it
it's really
wasn't-
the happiest ending you can
It
get.
wasn't actually depressing, so that's good.
No, yeah.
Okay, we're like out of time, so do you want to like say anything really quickly?
Let's see. No Country for Old Men. Howl's Moving Castle. Children of Men.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. Going
Also
real fast here.
dystopian.
Dune. You should know that one already. Ameera recommends
I was like,
Agatha Christie
Not
and
all of
Maisie
them.
Dobbs
Yes.
and Miss Bunkle's books.
No,
Book.
book one.
Book. Anywho,
Also P.D. James, but the Doglish books, not.
not the other ones.
It may be Cordelia Gray, but I've only read one of those. Not Innocent Blood.
No.
Don't read it.
No.
Don't do it. It's bad.
It's no fun.
The end.
The end. Goodbye.